I love this. I need to get like some wind moving my hair and stuff as I talk for effect. As I cry. I like the back.
God dang, it's noisy outside.
It kind of is, but it gives like that nighttime. I hear crickets. You want to test to see if the crickets pick up on your camera, mic?
It's okay. See, look, I'm B and you're A, so if I'm speaking right now, you can see the green. Speak.
Hello. Oh. I went all the way. I'm loud. Should I be more quiet? I can be emo. If you need me to be, I can be emo.
So it's gonna be like, hey,
It might be too close.
welcome to the Brief Dive Podcast. We're talking about deep topics for a brief amount of time.
I need to scream. I need to like clear my vocal cords so I don't sound stuffy.
I am bringing back, you say Christiana?
Chrissy K, the one and only. I need to look like Natalie Nunn right now. And I don't look like Natalie Nunn. Even if my name was Natalie Nunn, still couldn't change everything. These would be funny, like, pre-cut or before we started recording.
I'll start it, though. You ready?
2 or 1? Wait, actually, I need 1. A few. I feel like we could use something in the middle. Like, would we, could we, should we?
Oh, never mind.
I like that.
But it's your video. Do you feel comfortable with the back on or not?
No, I'm cool.
You're cool.
Wonderful.
Wait, I'm nervous. People are gonna see this.
I mean, like, I edit these, so, like, it's all under my hands.
So you're the one that did me dirty last time. You did it on purpose, is what you're trying to say.
Those are good recordings.
Is this one mine?
That should...
That's my break. Shut up. What's wrong with you?
See, all this time I'm trying to get you ready. Nah, I didn't even get myself ready.
All right. Wait.
Bruh.
I wish I had somebody on wardrobe.
Hey. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Brief Dive Podcast, where we talk about deep topics for a brief amount of time.
You didn't say 1, 2, 3. You just said okay.
I did say 1, 2, 3.
My cheeks get really big when I smile. It makes my face look rounder.
That's what smiling is supposed to do. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Brief Dive Podcast, where we talk about deep topics for a brief amount of time. Joining me today is
Christiana.
She's been on the podcast before. We were talking about relationships with Senya a while back. But yeah, today we're talking about patience. I'm gonna go straight to the first question. Do you think of yourself as a patient person?
I think I'm a very impatient person, actually. I'm gonna be very honest. When it comes to like whether or not I'm waiting on something or I'm trying to get something done, I try to do things really fast because I always believe that there's something better. Better? Like it didn't come out right. You can cut it, right? Better. That's why I can hear the clicking and clacking and I don't know why. It's not lip gloss. It's not the lip gloss. It's not from the outside, it's from the inside. Can I just continue talking?
Continue. We can keep that in there.
Okay.
This is a conversation. This isn't an interview.
We need a cut conversation. I don't know why, just my head looks big. But when it comes to... keep that in.
No, I wasn't I wasn't trying to be you. I was trying to make my head big so like we can be even
so you're
based off
acknowledging my head looks big. And it does look big, guys. He just said the truth.
That's crazy.
I think I'm a very impatient person. I really struggle to like wait for things because I feel like either it's something better. I'm gonna say that word. I just can't. Better. I always think there's something more productive I could be doing with my time or something that I actually want to do. So if it's not something that I'm waiting for that has to do with like my personal interests, I really do struggle. And I think that's normal. Like that's common. Nobody wants to wait for something that they don't want. But like that's life. You have to wait for a lot of things. Whether it's just you're waiting.
I was giggling before it's catching me up.
Today. I would say I'm a homebody. I really like being at home, but then I get impatient at home and I get bored, and then I want to go outside. But then when I'm outside, all I want to do is go home. So I'm not very patient, and I just do things really fast. And my mom would say this thing to me when I was a kid. If it was when I was eating or maybe like when I was just with my siblings or something, she would always tell me, it's not a race, slow down. I'm being so serious. Like, she said it particularly with eating. She would just say, it's not a race, slow down. Because I don't know, it's so good. My mindset is, it's so good, I need it all right now. But even then, it's like, that's not how God works. You know, it's like, it's good, but it takes time. Like, it's good, but it needs to come together. Like, all the, like, best stories I feel like we've seen of people in the Bible, and even how, like, God raises them up and brings them to, like, the, like, places we read about that are so great. It took a lot of time, like, and sometimes I read the Bible and I'm like, God, you want me to wait 14 years? God, you want me to? I'm just like, the timing is very long, and I'm like, God, I'm not a patient person. How are these people waiting all them years for like this one thing? I don't know if I can do it. Just give me something else. Do you think you're a patient person, filet mignon?
Filet mignon. I'll be completely honest. I have my moments of impatient. I don't want to say I'm an impatient person. I want to say, like, I frequently get impatient every once in a while. But I do have my patient moments that conflict with that, you know? Like, I'm very patient sometimes, and then I'm very impatient sometimes. So it's like, it depends. So I think I'm a mix of both.
So what causes you to be impatient?
I think thinking that I'm ready for it. Thinking that I'm ready for it. Yeah, telling God that, like, yo, I'm ready for it. Like, I think I'm good. I think I'm capable of having this thing. And he's like, nope. There's a quote. Hear me out. This is with prayer. If the request is wrong, God says no. If the timing is wrong, God says slow. If you are wrong, God says grow. But if the request is right, the timing is right, and you are right, God says go. That was by Bill Hybels.
That's really good. Can you read it one more time? Really slow.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you not understand?
No, I just want to process.
No,
and let's give the audience a chance to process what was said as well.
You're right. If the request is wrong, God says no. If the timing is wrong, God says slow. If you are wrong, God says grow. But if the request is right, the timing's right, and you are right, God says go.
Send that to me. Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's actually so good. And that makes so much sense, because literally God is not, the Bible says the Lord does not withhold any good thing from the righteous. I think about like the times we've prayed for things and they don't happen. It's not because he's ever just going like, no, I'm just not gonna give it to you. It's because something is the issue. Either you're asking for the wrong thing and that's so crazy. Like, I need to take this advice. Like, that's very helpful. How do you get to the place where you're like, okay, how do you like notice or like see what the issue is then? How do you know, like, I need to grow, because obviously God knows that. Like you said, you think you're ready, right? You're like, God, I'm ready. God, I want it. So how are you supposed to know? Can you ever? Because if I thought about it, like, if I'm saying I'm ready, I think I'm ready. So how would I know?
Like, how do you know if you're ready for the thing that you want?
How do I know if it's that I need to grow, or that I'm asking for the wrong thing, or that it's just a time thing? Like, how do I even know?
Doesn't that come with just praying and being as in tune with God as possible?
Very simple, very demure, very straight to the point.
I'm only saying that because I have a friend that's very, like, she knows when God is speaking to her. Like, she just knows when she's confident with it. And, like, she would say it subtly in a conversation. Like, she's like, I'm feeling this way, but I just know God is telling me to do this and do that. And she's not like, I think God is telling me this. I have a feeling God is telling me this. She's like, but God is telling me this. And I'm just like, dang, I want to take that. I want to take something away from that. Can I steal that? It's looking like my side. But yeah, patience is a weird thing, because you want something, you think you're ready for it. God doesn't think you're ready for it. And then now you're in this whole situation where, like, what else do I need to work on so I can get there, so I can deserve this thing? Yeah, can you name a time in your life where this has happened to you?
But what if I wasn't ready for it but I still got it and I'm stuck with it?
Well, define stuck with it though.
My cat. I love you, Oreo baby.
Oh, like you growing up, you've always wanted a cat.
No, but I
like,
wanted a cat. I got the cat.
And you just got it.
And I'm like, please leave.
But isn't that just a random third variable? Like, that doesn't matter, like, just a cat.
No, he cuddles me, actually.
I thought you said you don't want it.
I don't when it comes to like the work, when I think about not even the vaccine, but the grooming, they shed a lot. I go through so many lint rolls.
So you just don't like the responsibility.
I told my mom if the cat could get up and start taking care of itself, I would keep it forever.
Some ChatGPT cat. I can go first if you can.
You go first, actually, please.
Period of time in my life where I had so many fears, so much anxiety, so much worry. You know, I wanted it out of my head, out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. I was praying. I was like, God, help me not be so scared. Help me have more confidence. Help me just get through these feelings throughout the day. I guess my way of going through it was like knowing that that process was gonna take time. Because every time I prayed to God, I was like, I want this out now. Like I expected by the end of the prayer, like when I go to sleep and I wake up, I'm gonna be the most confident person in the world. No anxiety, no fears, no worries, nothing.
Real.
And that was the expectation I had while I was praying. So putting too much expectations on these prayers and expecting that it's gonna be like miracle based, which is, I don't want to say that because that's kind of, no, that's rude. Not miracle based, but like putting expecting that immediately, like
the time.
Yeah, like you also have to put in the work is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
If you're not putting in the work and you're praying for it, like it's work on both ends. Yeah. You know, like you have to put in the work and God puts in the work. It's not just gonna give it to you while you're just like sitting around not doing anything.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true,
I had
guys.
to
He has a
circle my way back. Hopefully
No,
not
he found
canceled.
it. He
And then got
found
back.
it.
That's a white van. What the heck? The lights turned off too? Oh dang.
Is
that's
it
crazy.
dead?
I think it died.
Dry.
I prayed and then I expected me not to put in the work and him just to give it to me, which is not the way to approach it. So that made me more impatient because I expected not to do the work with that anxiety and fear. And my way of going through that was putting in the work and knowing that it was going to take time. Amidst, like throughout, while praying during the process. That's my story. Now it's your turn.
And I feel like that makes sense because you always hear like that it's not what you get out of the waiting, but it's the waiting that's the most important like part, you know? For God giving you what it is you're asking for or that you want, you hear like the waiting is the time when you're like, the waiting is the time where you're being built up and where you're being maneuvered and just worked by God to be able to really have what it is and be able to keep what it is that he gives you. So I do actually see your point and I do agree with that. So when it came to driving, I was very excited. Like when I thought about driving, I thought about being able to go wherever I wanted to, being able to do whatever I wanted. Just the whole, I thought life would change, basically. I thought the places would just pop up. And it's crazy because it's like now that I can drive, I go to less places than before I started driving. And I think the thing with that is just like, I wasn't very patient when it came to learning how to drive. If anybody's car that I could get my hands on, I would be like, can I drive your car? Can I drive your car? And I'm surprised. I actually had people who like let me drive their cars. I would not have let me drive somebody else's car. And then once I finally got my license and I was driving, I'm like, it was when I had went out with my friends. I'm like, driving is not fun. I actually kind of wish I was still the passenger. I'm sitting there having to look at the traffic, looking around, making sure like I'm turning correctly, that there's nobody around, etc. You want to put your phone light up and you still need it?
I think I would.
It's just so bright. I feel like it should be in the middle. Thumbnail. You know, everybody loves the idea of being able to drive, go wherever you want. And it was more so like a independence thing where I didn't like relying on people for like rides and things like that. You look like Mario.
Mario? Luigi
Mario.
Why?
The beard, bro. The mustache.
I mean, I shaved, but...
The mustache. When you frown, it's like, it goes the same. It's two frowns. Could you not find the studio? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it in that way. So with driving, you just want to get behind the wheel and whip. But when it comes to whipping, that's like...
It comes to whipping. Yeah, like when you start driving, like, even me, when I first started driving... You know, when I first started driving, I was like, I need to start driving. Like, I had an itch. Like, I need to... I was impatient. Yes. I'll drive fast, go to this place, go to that place, pick someone up. I'd have too much pride in people picking me up or dropping me off because I want to drive. Yeah.
You were like picking people up, going back and forth.
What do you mean?
Like you said, you were excited to go get people and.
Yeah, like if there's a plan, I'm the one driving. I want to make sure I'm the one driving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Same. I wanted to be that one too, because I'm not gonna lie. I feel like high school, nobody talks about this, but it's so annoying. It was just annoying walking to school. But it was just annoying walking to school. And then like, I don't know who skipped, but I kind of skipped. So when you skip, basically, I was really impatient when it came to driving. I just wanted to drive. And when I was driving on a permit, I could never drive comfortably because I always had to be aware of my surroundings, aware of the popo, etc. Versus when I have my license, I could drive with more freedom, but I didn't enjoy driving anymore because I was so impatient that I was driven out. So every time I would drive, it felt like a chore more than like having fun. So normally when God isn't ready to give us things, we tend to act prematurely on a permit. We go ahead on a permit. And when we act on a permit, we're not in correct standing. We don't have a license. So we tend to be more anxious. We're more scared. We can enjoy it to the fullest because you're not supposed to be here at that time or be doing this at that time, So a lot of situations in life, I would say for me, have been similar to maybe driving on a permit, whereas God might want me to wait and he's saying not yet, wait a little bit longer, but I just didn't have the patience. So instead of being able to actually, because even if I would have waited, I would have actually enjoyed driving on a license more because not only am I getting more used to driving, but I can actually be driving. I don't have to be scared. I think there's plenty of times where we've all wanted to do things prematurely before the time because of the lack of patience, because I lack patience. I couldn't just wait, to just wait for the moment, because that's when you realize when God does it at his time, everything, it's like a full circle. Everything is complete. You get to enjoy all of it, all parts of it, etc. Versus when you go and act on your own and then there's so many more issues. Like I wouldn't have to worry about the police if I had my license, but here I am, like I said, looking out the window every 5 seconds because I know I shouldn't be here. So it's just, with that example, I learned that just patience, waiting on God, and understanding that the reason why God takes his time is because when he's ready to give you what it is, or when the time comes, everything around it will also align. You don't have to worry about different pieces not meeting, because remember, he sees the full picture and we only see a certain perspective, just a little bit of it. I think I cooked. See how I did that? I was like prematurely.
That was really good.
Really?
Oh my God. That was good. When you rush a meal, it's not gonna taste that good.
I'm gonna throw it right back up.
Exactly. TMI, but exactly.
Don't swim right after you ate. You have to let it digest.
Yes. Let it digest.
Give it time.
Give it time.
And especially other parts of it aligning when it's time. That's the other thing too.
All right, one last point, and then we're gonna end it off on there. In your prayer life, what has helped you with patience? What perspective on patience has helped you on patience? Maybe some of these viewers can take away what's helped you. I'll give my piece, you can give your piece. But what has helped you with patience?
Something that has helped me with patience, I feel like, is actually just reading my Bible. I think at some point in life, everybody wants to be special. Everybody, I'm not gonna lie, as a kid, I told myself I was special, and I very much behaved that way. And I very much behaved that way. Let's not drink waters. Your mustache makes it look like you have lip liner like me.
This thing right here?
It looks like you have lip liner like me. But I think every little kid wants to be special. Stop, this is the worst podcast ever.
Man, I like my mustache.
I didn't say there's anything wrong with it, it's fine. I just mean it looks like a lip liner.
Yo, don't let people get in your head, guys. That's the next video.
This is an example
If you
of
like it, who cares? Who cares what they think? You do.
This is an example of how not to make comments towards your friends. So in my prayer life, basically what helps me, because it's still reoccurring, ongoing, what helps me to have more patience is basically reading the Bible. I think we all think that we're special in some ways, but when you And we are, because we're all uniquely created. Like, even the hairs on our heads are numbered. But when you go back into the Bible and you see, like, these great people that God used, and you see their transformation, you see how some of them were in prison, Joseph, for years, how long Abraham and them had to wait for Isaac. You see just how long the Israelites were in the desert, 40 years. It's just like, it's a lot. You see all that time go by. So I'm thinking, even just looking at David, you know, that whole time period from when he was like a young shepherd and then ended up meeting the king, Goliath, everything, up to when he finally became king. Like, that was a long period of time. And I think going back and seeing, like, these are very, like, important figures to the faith of Christianity. And it's just like seeing that they were molded in that way, and that for them to be used for what God, the purpose God had for them, seeing the time and the years and the battle and the struggle that it took for them to become who they are, and even just the transformation. You see all of that and you remind yourself what God does is more than just completing something. They have to go through all of that so that God could grow them and change them and prepare them to actually be able to keep and fulfill what it is he was taking them towards to the best of their ability. So I realize, like, I remind myself, in order for something great to happen, not even in order for something good to happen, I just remind myself that good things take time. Like, anything that I want or that I feel like maybe God wants for me, it will take time. And seeing how it took time for these other influential people in the Word of God, it helps me understand that God isn't picking on me, that I'm just doing something wrong, that I'm just the problem. It helps me really see, like, no, this is like God's way. This is something that's common that he does for a lot of the people he takes to high places. It takes time and patience. I think I finally got it.
That's good. That's good.
I'm glad you could hold on. I feel like I went a lot of routes until I found the right path.
No, you're good. That was good. My take.
Your turn, Filet.
It was similar to yours, just remembering the purpose, remembering why, remembering what God has in store for you, and praying through it all. There was another saying, it's not patience, it's presence.
How so?
It's not your ability to stay patient, it's your ability to stay present while you're patient. So if you're waiting for something, like, where can you shift your attention to at that point in time?
How do you make the waiting count? It's what you do while you're waiting.
Yes, and where you shift your attention to. So if you're waiting for some achievement or recognition, instead of just waiting for it to happen and sitting down and proving to yourself that you can sit down and wait, why don't you just prove to yourself that you can shift your attention on something else? Why don't you shift your attention on actually working, or shift your attention on your family, your friends, your loved ones, or God, obviously. So just attention shifting. And in that, looking at all of that in retrospect, you are basically waiting, but you're not like sitting down and waiting. If that makes sense.
You're being productive while you wait.
Productive while you wait. And your attention is shifted.
Yeah, and it's like, isn't it crazy how, like, when you're looking at the clock, and when you look at the clock, it goes slower. Yes. When you're looking away from the clock, that's when it goes faster.
Yes.
It's like that. It's like that, y'all.
Exactly it. All right. Any last remarks?
Just remember, patience isn't a bad thing. Just always think about how you want to maintain. Just always think. Just always. Wait. That white man is still there. I'm scared. What if by the time he's sprinting halfway, we're just... I was watching a scary movie before I came here.
Great idea.
I know. She was hatched in half.
No, we're almost done. Guys, you're having patience watching us talking about
Thank you so much for you would want to be able to keep and maintain whatever it is you have, because you could wait like 10 years for something, get it, and lose it in the same day because you weren't able to keep it. So just remember, there is a point and a purpose in the waiting and being patient.
Well, we're saying all of this in regards that, like, we're not perfect people. We're not like the most patient, nonchalant. Like, we're not the best.
We're not cool guys.
We're not we're not like 100% patient people. So we understand what it is. We're not like talking down to you. We're talking with you. We're on the same level. We understand what it's like. Patience, like I get impatient a lot of the times. You get impatient a lot of
He
times.
gets impatient a lot.
That's crazy. Because actually, I think you get impatient all the time.
When was I?
All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked what we said, say it in the comments below. If you don't like what we said, say it in the comments below. Question for the people in the comments. Are you patient? Or are you not patient?
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, she said it for me. Make sure to like, comment, and
See, I
subscribe.
was patient.
And to check out the brief type videos.
Toodaloo.
All right, peace out.
Peace out.
Boom. Done.
Good night.